Coat that tofu up in that black bean sauce. Oh, come on. Just look at that. Chinese green pepper, black bean sauce, fried tofu made. That looks absolutely fantastic. Hi, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are doing a fantastic flavor bursting dish. We're doing a Chinese green pepper, black bean sauce tofu. Golden crispy tofu fried, stir fried in a black bean sauce with green peppers. It's an amazing flavor bursting Chinese dish, easy to make at home. Let's show you how to do it right now. Now this does actually start with chopping a few veg, and then we're going to prep the tofu. So let's crack on and do it. We want to quickly slice and dice a green pepper, a large green pepper, and we're going to put it in a bowl. And we're going to take a chili, and this is really for colour. We're going to slice it on a bias and put that in a bowl. A large onion, slice and dice. We want some big squares. Just pull the segments apart and put it in a bowl. It just saves on trying to break it all up in the pan when we stir fry. Our tofu, we want to cut into good 1-inch cubes. Our sauce then, oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, Shoesing wine, and a couple of tablespoons of fermented black bean. I make my own, there's a link there now. Sugar and water, and we just need to give it a mix. Now you can add a dash of white pepper if you want, or whilst you're cooking. So we're just going to bring some water to the boil with a good pinch of sea salt in there. Now what we want to do, we want to get some boiling water, salted water. As soon as it gets to the boil, we're going to dump our tofu in there. We're going to turn off the heat and we're going to let the tofu sit for about 5, 6, 7 minutes. And we're going to take it out and dry it. And what's going to happen is the salt water is actually going to draw out a little bit of that moisture from that tofu, and the tofu will firm up a little bit when it's cool. And that's what we want. Now this tofu is fairly firm already. It's not the soft squidgy stuff, it is firm tofu. Okay, so in we go. Get the tofu in there. Now it's going to cool down a little bit because this tofu's come out of the fridge. But just bring it back to the boil and then we turn off the heat. And we're just going to let that tofu sit in there for about 5, 6, 7 minutes, somewhere around there. Also, you don't have to do this step if you don't want. You know, if you think your tofu's firm enough, you don't even have to go through this procedure, just take it to the next stage. Okay, so it's come back up there, we're turning off the heat, and we're just going to let that sit there for about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been sitting there about 5 minutes, that's enough. So what we need to do is take this out and drain it. I've got a tray here, look, with some kitchen towel on. We'll just try and drain some of this fluid out before we put it on there. So what we're going to do now, we're actually just going to let this air and dry. So we're just going to give it a little gentle patting over with some more kitchen towel. And this is going to draw out that little bit of moisture that could be on there. So I'll just take it off that kitchen towel. So there we are. We're just going to let this air dry for about 10 minutes and then we'll crack on, put corn flour on and fry it. That's about cool enough. So what we'll do is we'll just dump those in a bowl. And then all we're going to do is go over there with a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. That's our seasoning. Give it a mix up. That's nicely coated. They're nicely firm. Take some egg, give it a little bit of a beating. We want a little bit of egg over that. We don't want all of this. In there with a little bit of that egg. And then a little mix over corn flour or corn starch, wherever you live. A bit of that in the bottom of there. And then we want to take our tofu and we want to put that in there. Over the top with a little bit more. Just give it a mix over. We want that cornstarch to stick on that tofu. Now what we're going to do, we're going to actually shallow fry this tofu. So in the pan with some oil. It should be hot enough. And then all we're going to do is put this tofu in there. Start frying it off. Just turn your tofu over in the oil. See if we can get some colour all the way around it. Okay, just keep giving them a little turn over. They're not going very golden, these, to be honest. They're golden, they're firming up, but they're not very golden. They're not like deep fried. Okay, that's going to about do it on there. We need to get that tofu out of there. Give a little bit of a drain before it comes out. Oh yes. Right, a little bit of oil in the pan. Now it's certainly not much of a stir fry to get this really fantastic flavourful dish. Right, in there with some garlic. Now we don't want to burn anything, we just want a little bit of the aroma coming out of there in that oil. As soon as that smell starts to leave there, that raw garlic, in with the onions, in with some peppers, a little quick stir around. Now we're not trying to tinge it up in any way. If it gets a bit of a tinge on, that's okay. So just give it a little bit of turning over in that pan. Oh, you can hear that sizzle in there. Oh, amazing. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a tinge on there now. That's enough. Pull all your ingredients to one side. We're not making this in a Chinese, we're making it at home. Tip your sauce in the middle. Bring the sauce up to temperature and it starts to cook. As soon as it starts to bubble, it's going to start to thicken. And then all we're going to do is stir in the veg. Just start to bubble up all around now. Just get it all introduced in there. Now normally what you would do, you would thicken it towards the end. But I want a little bit of a thick sauce before we put the tofu in. I want it to cling to the tofu. In there with those chilies. In with our tofu. Coat that tofu up in that black bean sauce. Oh, come on. Just look at that. That looks fabulous. That looks amazing. Flame off, and that's it. Serve it up. Oh, look at that. Chinese green pepper, black bean sauce, fried tofu made. That looks absolutely fantastic. Oh, here we go. Amazing. Oh, that has got that crunch in that tofu. That black bean sauce is fantastic. Now that's a superb Chinese green pepper black bean sauce tofu made. Now I'm not really a tofu fan, but when you've got some flavouring like this, I can eat it every other day. Now if you like what we're doing, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff, and we'll catch you in the next video.